Okay, hi everybody. I didn't go anywhere. Hi Shaz. All right, let me get myself set up over here on YouTube and we are good to go. So happy Halloween, everybody. I didn't even think about it until I went to Dee Dee's and Julie came in and said happy Halloween. All right, picture looks good. We'll wait for YouTube to send out notifications. And then we get busy working on cutting up the poster today. Oh, I forgot to post Inktober today too. Oh well, what the heck? What the heck? All right, got a pop out chat. Okay, got everything. Okay, I was so really not ready, but it's okay. We'll soldier on. Okay, one thing I need to do. Hi, Kathy Arbor. Kathy Arbor, that verification thing just sounds too weird for me. I've never heard anybody who's had to do that on Instagram. Hi, Pam. It just sounds too weird to me. I don't know. I think I would contact them before I did anything, like take a photo of myself. Something about that isn't right. Hi, Terry Brett. I hope it's sorted out too, Terry. There's nothing worse than internet problems. Except, well, there is one thing. Electricity problems. That pretty much sucks too. Okay, and I was gonna make myself, let me find a little piece of cardstock here. Hey, Lloyd loves Montana. Let me see if I have a piece sitting here that would otherwise be trash. Now this one will work. All right, what I'm gonna do today is cut this up and put it in a journal, make the cover and everything. So that's what's on the agenda. And I already have the pages cut to size, but I was going to make myself a little jig so I don't have to measure over and over again. So bear with me for just a minute. Should be easy. 4 1/4, 3/8. And my painters are here today. And with any luck, they're going to be either done today or so close to done today that, yeah. But I've been bitching at poor Dee Dee. Well, complaining to Dee Dee. Not really bitching at Dee Dee, but complaining to Dee Dee because they taped up my windows. I think hi Dee Dee, talking about you. But they taped up my windows like last Thursday, I think. Yeah, I think it was Thursday. And then they didn't come over the weekend because there was rain in the forecast, which yesterday it was only 20% and it didn't rain. We lost a whole day. But anyway, now I'm really whining to everybody. So I've been in this house with all the windows taped for far too long. And I have to say, it makes a girl just a wee bit cranky. Are they the Dutch masters, Janet? Hi, Barbara. No, that's not what I would call them. But I will say that they're doing a good job. I mean, I did go out and check everything over the weekend, and it looks like they're doing a good job. So I'm trying not to complain. I really am. But some days you just got to bitch if you want to bitch. It all came up when I logged in on Instagram, all the instructions for verifying. I know, Kathy, it just something about it. I don't know. You're doing it on your phone, right? Hi, Missy. I'll say hi to everybody now that I missed. Hi, Lisa. Just looking who all's come in, looked into it. It is from them. That is so weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to advise you. Hi, Icy. Hi, Shaz. Shaz, it's what, 3 in the morning there right now? You are a crazy girl, is all I can say. So anyway, all right. So what the plan is to take my Inktober poster. Let me pull out so you can see most of it. I'm not sure that I could pull out far enough for you to see all of it. Hi, Laverne. Oh, I can. Well, look at that. Woohoo. That is crazy. I twisted the camera. Anyway, hi, Connie. First time here. Thanks for coming. You love me and Dee Dee lives. Well, we love you coming, and you get extra credit, girl, for staying up all night. Hi, Carol. So that's the whole poster all together. Now, what I had thought is that I would use it for a skin for another box or something like that. And I've shown you guys the box before, but here's the second little box that I made. I was thinking I would do it much like this. Turn it into a skin for another box. But the thing is, I've been doing Inktober. I got out the books, Dee Dee. It was 2016 was the first year I did Inktober. And here's all the little books. One year has 2 years in it. This has 2 years in it because I did cartoons 2 years in a row. Thanks, Carol. Take a picture. Oh, that's probably a good idea, Dee Dee. Thanks for saying that. I probably will. That's a good idea. But anyway, I was whining because I'm a really good whiner. That I wanted a little book like this of 2022 Inktober. So Dee Dee convinced me that it would be good just to cut it up and turn it into a journal. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Kathy Arbor. That is high praise coming from you. So you guys want to see these real quick? They're fun. All of them are really, really fun. This one I never finished the cover, but oh well. So I'm going to do the cover and the pages inside with this. And before I forget, since Dee Dee is brilliant and I don't always think so good, I'm going to quickly take a picture of it right now with the lights on it, and hopefully it'll come out and Dee Dee won't bitch at me. Dee Dee likes to bitch at me, but no more than I like to bitch at her. All right, I think I got the whole thing. Woohoo! And you'd think that it would bother me to cut it up. Doesn't bother me a bit. Don't care. Don't care. So, hi, Shelly. You're late, but you made it. So I'm glad you could make it. I don't think I've missed anybody else. Dee Dee does take a lot of pics, but you have to remember that Dee Dee is incredibly prolific. She is the most prolific artist I know. And so I would be taking lots of pics if I was Dee Dee as well. So this is the first year I did Inktober, and I'm pretty sure it was Dee Dee who convinced me to do it. Jake Parker started Inktober, and he does a prompt list. I've never done his prompt list. Probably will never do his prompt list because I kind of like the idea of a theme. It takes a little bit of the pressure off. And the first year I did it in this smaller format because a small format to me is less intimidating. So, yeah, so that's how it started out to be this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the first year I did toys because who doesn't love a good toy? Some of these I'm pretty darn proud of. They came out awesome. So I'll just flip through the toys real quick. And this is from 2016. The Barrel of Monkeys I like a lot, obviously. Now, one thing I do different than I think a lot of the people who do Inktober, like on these, I obviously did the drawing, the line art in ink, and then I did use graphite for shading. Yeah, the cootie's fun. This one was the biggest pain in my butt ever, the Slinky, OMG. But at the end of the day, I was really happy with how it turned out, so it was okay. Thanks, Shelly. Hey, other Janet. You can tell the days when I didn't have much time or much inclination. But they're all vintage toys, too. I didn't do any current toys. They're all vintage. And my camera is still really, really crooked. What the heck? Let's see if that helped. The Slinky looks real. Yeah, they do take you back, right? I think every kid in the world had one of the pull phones. Fisher Price. My grandmother had this actual monkey on a shelf from when I was a kid. I don't know whatever happened to the monkey. I really don't. And we all had tops. My parents definitely would not let us have a drum. This was wooden. I should have done the wood grain, but I didn't, so oh well. I like the bear. Another day when I didn't have much inclination. Do kids get to play with these days? Because in my world, that would become a weapon. Another thing that would become a weapon would, remember those clackers? They were acrylic balls on strings that you clacked up and down. Yeah, in my house, those were serious weapons. Lawn darts, Pokey and Gumby, a Cupid doll. Old Maid. This actually is one of my favorite drawings. The little army guy. And one thing I did that I wish I hadn't done is I was drawing on the back side of the sheet. So, for example, on this one, the ink bled through. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I love the troll doll. They got banned in Australia. Yeah, I think they're banned here too. The pickup sticks was another one that was a total pain in the butt. I love this drawing. I think I did good on that. Roller skates. Okay, Barbara, you need to be singing right now. See, she was singing for Slinky, but what is the song that you would sing for roller skates? And then this was Halloween, a sock monkey and a pumpkin. This is a test for, I had skates like that too, Laverne, several pairs. And then I have enough pages and enough ideas to go ahead and draw more. There's an Etch-a-Sketch. I forgot that. So, yeah. So I could draw more toys if I ever wanted. And I have a whole list back here. I didn't do dominoes. Let's see what I didn't draw. I could draw some more of these. A ball, a football, a soccer ball, baseball, basketball, blocks, a Mr. Potato Head, a duck pull toy, a rubber ducky, Legos, a truck, a dump truck, a whip and a top. I'm sure that was a weapon at my house too. A wagon, marbles, jump rope, a toy gun or a water pistol, concentration and twister. I did the Etch-a-Sketch, an easy bake oven, Play-Doh, a pop pull toy, Tinker Toys, bicycle, Scrabble or dominoes, which I've done subsequently in the scavenger hunt, a yo-yo, a kite, Matchbox cars, erector set, Tinker. I could do a whole nother Inktober, just toys alone. Silly Putty, 8-ball, Betsy Wetsy. I have work to do. Work to do. So that was the very first year I did it. And I would say at that point, I was probably Hooked. And then this was 2017, but I also put 2020 in here because just like with the toys, I ended up with far more ideas than I had days to draw. So this will bring back memories too, because these are all cartoons from your childhood, right? So in this one, I did not only the cartoon character, but I tried to replicate the lettering for that, and then looked up what year it came out and who drew it, who was the originator, because a lot of these live on today, but they were purchased probably by Warner Brothers or one of the other cartoon companies or comic companies, Popeye, Dumbo. Some of these, I remember some of these, like the Jetsons, when I get to it, it was a pain in the butt. Some of them weren't so hard. Betty Boop was my mother's favorite cartoon. Petunia and Porky, Mr. Magoo driving his car. Rocky and Bullwinkle, Roadrunner. But I learned my lesson. Then I drew them on single sheets of paper and mounted them on black. And I'm also going to do that with the Zentangles. I like the Zentangles with the black borders. This was my favorite cartoon. I had so many Archie comic books. I think my brothers collected all superhero stuff. Not me, man. I was all over Archie. Liked Hot Stuff. This one, oh my God. This one I must have drawn 15 times. I'm not kidding. Okay, what's Barbara saying as an early childhood educator? Yeah, a child who brought a toy gun to the program. I confiscated it, sat the child down with Tinker Toys, made it into a gun. Sat him with crayon and paper, he drew a gun. Oh, Barbara, that's funny. Snoopy, Olive Oil. That's from the Archie comic books as well. Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore. Scooby-Doo. Felix the Cat. They turned him into a porn star, didn't they? The Smurfs. Smurfs were newer. Well, 1958. At that point, now that's antique, I guess, which makes me feel really old. Flintstones, Cat in the Hat, Magilla Gorilla, Calvin and Hobbes. That one's also not vintage, but that is, I just said Archie was my favorite of all times. I take that back. Calvin and Hobbes is my all-time favorite cartoon in the history of the world. Mickey and Minnie. Wally Gator and The Simpsons. The Simpsons also isn't vintage. That was 1989. Gazoo, Yosemite Sam, Augie Doggy, Donald Duck, Little Lulu Tubby. Now this is 2 years worth of drawings because I did it in 2017 and 2020. Quick Straw. And the funny, I think I just passed Pepe Le Pew and didn't say anything, but a funny story about Pepe Le Pew. I had a boss who came to town and we took him out to dinner. At this restaurant that my son was working at. And let me remember how it went. I think Jim introduced my boss to our son and said, Jamie, I'd like you to meet Mr. Le Pew. And his name was P-U-G-H. And he looked at me and says, you call me Pepe, don't you? I said, yes, I do. Hi, Rachel. And then in 2018, I did candy. This was a fun year because, again, I got to do the lettering plus the drawings. And this is, I think this is all vintage candy. And it's the logos and the lettering from the candy boxes. Schnozola, Jimmy Durante. If you don't remember him, you're not old. Popeye. Clove gum. There's a couple in here that I think I did just really, really well. These were fairly easy, actually. Raisinets. That's Edie's candy. Thanks, Rachel. I love being an overachiever. And even if I'm not, I'm glad you call me one. The Jolly Rancher manufacturing plant was in Arvada, Colorado. And when you would drive through there and they were making the apple sticks, the smell lasted literally from Arvada all the way to Boulder. And then I started adding color because, like, the snow caps, that was just, you had to add the colors. So I started adding color at this point. Smarties, that reminds me of Halloween. A lot of people gave out Smarties for Halloween. Clark Bar. This is one that I think I did a really, really good job on. The Big Cherry. Little wax bottles with the little fluid inside. Bazooka bubble gum. Charleston Chews. I guess it depended on the day whether or not I added color. This BB Bats, my brother poked one down my throat and I had to go to the hospital and get stitches because I'd sucked it to a point and he was jumping over me, pushed it down my throat. Pez dispensers, big hunks. Atomic fireballs. Jetsons candies. Reed cinnamon. I like these because I like this because I added the gold and it really showed up. This I don't know if it's vintage or not, honestly. I probably just liked it. Chiclets. Sugar Daddies. Candy buttons. I love these. I used to get those when I'd be at my grandmother's house. I like the Sweet Tarts. This is another one. I feel like I did a really good job on this. Candy necklace. And then this was the 29th. This was the whistle thing for Halloween. That disgusting candy, plastic candy. And then Halloween was the wax chewing gum things. So that was fun. I need to finish the cover on that. I probably never will. I did add color to some of mine. My feeling is, thanks, Dee Dee. You didn't have any of them, Dorothy. Oh my God. Where the wax lips and faux cigarettes. I know, Barbara. Probably thought, oh, it's not politically correct. Whatever. I started just doing what I wanted with Inktober, honestly, because this one, I did the drawings. I did vintage seed packets because I like doing the lettering. I like everything. And then I actually took the drawing and turned it into a seed packet and watercolored it. But I did it different this year in that I kept the ink drawings. Some of the ink drawings to make the copy, I had to do a little bit of it in color. So I guess Dee Dee's rule of I'm the boss of my Inktober applies here. Because this one, to get it right, I couldn't do the lettering, for example, in black because the lettering was in red. So I love Inktober, partly because I guess I'm a goal-oriented person. If I have a list of things that I need to get accomplished, if it's written down and has a deadline, it will get done. If I think, oh, I should do that someday, whether or not it gets done is a whole nother thing. So that's the thing I love about Inktober is you have an assigned task, you have a deadline, and if I have that, it will get done. I like this cucumber one. I think I did really good on it. So these were really fun. A lot of them I can remember sitting on the couch drawing them, because I generally did them in the evening for the day, for the next day. Hey, Barbara Clark. And I do need to stick these down. Hollyhocks. They were my mother's favorites. We had hollyhocks in our yard, and I used to have to weed around them. And again, this one, I couldn't do the design on the edges in black because it was pink. So in order to get the copy to watercolor, I had to do that. This may be one of my favorites. I think that one came out really good. I think I just like the colors more than anything. Shasta Daisy came out good. This one looks like velvet to me. This one also looks like velvet. So you can kind of see why I had to add color to the originals when you see the watercolor product, finished product. This one is probably my all-time favorite. Hey, Christopher, my favorite grandson, most handsome grandson. Pansies. This one came out good. I like it. Thank you so much, Christopher. That's so kind, so generous. I appreciate that. So after remembering how much time and effort went into these, I feel like I cheated this year. And this is what, day 27, nasturtiums. This one I like the colors on this. And I think at the time I was doing these, I was new to watercolor. So if I did something really good or learned something, I was just so darn proud of myself. I like this one too, the early peas. But I think I was pretty new to watercolor at that time. And then for Halloween, I did the pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. So that was 2019. I've got one more to show you. And last year I did Zentangle in addition to flowers. So these were all the flowers I didn't, well, maybe I did do, yeah, I did lettering as well. So I did Zentangle in gray, and I used gray ink. And then I did color these in, both watercolor and colored pencil. Duh. So I kind of cheated this year too, but again, I was watercoloring. So hi, Kathleen. And then did Zentangle in the background. So some of them worked out better than others, you know, that's all I can say about that. But that's probably true of everything. Like this one, I love that Zentangle in the background, but this was the wrong flower to put that with, but who cares? And I think all these are on my Instagram, I'm pretty sure. And then this year I just did the Zentangle. So So yeah, that's 6 years. Yep. Wait a minute. This is my 7th year then. Am I right there? I'll count. Kathy Arbor.
State Farm Ranchers.
Just go ahead and put it up there. Kathy Arbor grows the most amazing orchids ever. I've tried. I've killed them all. And then I guess I wrote on the back which Zentangle was on each page. So they're fun little books to have, and so that's why I said, and then this, I love this one. Yeah, Robert comes in to deliver the mail like I'm going to deal with it. I don't think so. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this will be my 7th year. And I will have a little book to put them in. So you learn a lot. Isn't that true, Kathy? You do. But I think more than anything, it's that discipline of doing a drawing every day. Some days are going to be better than others, obviously, depending on what you got going on, how much time you've got. Hi, Chris. So yeah. So I'm going to cut this up and turn it into a journal. I've got the pages 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just like all the others. And when I did the spacing or figuring out what size I needed to mount on these black pages, I'm going to only end up with 9 pages, but that's fine because some of these, like this along this edge here, was 1 day. And it's going to end up on probably all 3 of the pages that I cut out across. So yeah, however it turns out is how it turns out. Hi, Curly T. Anybody else? Hi, Dolly. Anybody I missed coming in? I don't mean to ignore you. I'm just running off at the mouth. The problem I have is that I drew this on marker paper. Okay, marker paper is a little bit thin. And I talked about this pen at Dee Dee's this morning. I've talked about it 100 times. It's this platinum carbon ink pen. And I put a link to it in Dee Dee's stream because Shelly was asking me about what fountain pen she wants to try one. Well, she wants to get away from having to buy the microns. 2 approaches, Shelly. This is what I will tell you. With a fountain pen, you're pretty much limited to the size of the nib that you've got here. So, and generally fountain pens don't come in nib sizes. They come in fine, ultra fine, medium, and bold. But you're stuck to the size of the tip on these. What I would do, Shelly, is if you like the way the microns perform and you like that felt tip, what I would do is save up and splurge. I would buy one of these, but then I would also save up and splurge and get yourself the Copic multiliner because you can get it in a ton of different nib sizes. And if you crush the nibs, which I have a tendency to do on the really ultra fine ones, you can replace the nibs and the ink cartridges. So this barrel will last you forever. And you can just buy inexpensively the ink and the nibs. So I couldn't tell you all that at Dee Dee's this morning. But to me, this is, I mean, the microns are so convenient. I'll be the first to admit that these act just like a micron. It's pigment ink, so they're waterproof. You get all the benefits. But yeah, so that's your other option. And then these fountain pens, the reason I love this fountain pen is it's almost problem-free. typically with fountain pens, you'll have some leakage. They're just a pain in the neck sometimes. I love them, and I'm never going to give up on them. But you can get the ink cartridges with the carbon ink, which is also permanent. Totally clean. You just snap that puppy in there and your ink starts flowing. I fill these, but you can also buy the converter. And if you're not familiar with a converter, let me see, I have one here. You stick it in your bottle of ink, and typically the bottles of ink are going to be cheaper than your ink cartridges. But let me see if I don't have a converter here. I can't believe I don't have a converter. Maybe I don't. Oh, wait, I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay, we're getting out the box of pens. And I don't want to hear any crap from anybody. And I ordered another pen over the weekend, so y'all just get over it. I'm a big grown-up adult, and I can manage myself just fine. Okay, so here is the Box O pens that are not in use at this time. I have some out of here that are also in use, but this is the Box O pen. Here's a converter. So what you do with this is you stick it in your bottle of ink, and this is a Lamy converter. I have multiple Lamys. But you stick this in and you screw this, and it works like suction and draws the ink up. If you don't like mess, you don't want one of these, because then you've got ink that you're going to have to clean up. But the thing is, you're not buying, you have the convenience of the cartridge without paying the extra for the cartridge. Okay? A grown-up adult. Well, I wear grown-up adult clothes, Rachel. Mentally, I'm still that 12-year-old boy. Hi, Cat and Paste. Anybody else who might have come in? So, yeah. So, Shelly, I hope that answers your questions. If I had to buy one pen, one single pen, this is the pen I would buy, and I would recommend it to everyone. Not to mention, it's inexpensive. Like some of those pens in that box, they get pretty pricey. Very pricey. I looked at a Mont Blanc Saturday that was only $800. Yes, depends are considered adult clothing. You did order the pen and the cartridges. Okay, good. So that's what I did all of these Inktobers with. There was a couple of instances where I had big black areas like in here and maybe in here, I don't remember, where I switched out and used a pen with a broader nib. But for the most part, this whole thing was done with this. And I maybe put ink in that cartridge. I use a syringe and just fill up that cartridge. I maybe filled it up twice is all. So there you go. That's my free advice. So, but anyway, what I got started talking about was that I used marker paper to draw on. And the reason I use marker paper, if you've never tried it, they sell it for Copics and stuff like that. It's not a very absorbent paper, but your ink just glides on it. Like there's no stick at all. So I did that for my own enjoyment. But now, since I'm going to put it in a journal, I've created a problem for myself because this paper is thin and see-through. And when I mount it on the black paper, we're going to do a little experiment here. Got to move my iced coffee. Hang on. See how nice and bright it is against the white underneath it? When I put it against the black, it dulls it down. Can you guys see that? Thanks, Cat. I'm not going to photocopy it. I hate photocopying because the black is never black. It's just not. Don't get anxiety. Any one of these can be redrawn. The whole damn thing could be redrawn if I wanted to. It would look amazing under glass. Oh, Kat, I might have to do another one to do that. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Ooh. No, we're cutting this bad boy up. But the problem I'm going to have is I have to mount it on white paper before I can mount it on the black. So y'all are just going to have to bear with me. I know my measurements. I know all the stuff that I have to do. But I want it against the black. So can you paint the box white? I'm not putting it on a box. I'm putting it on journal pages that are black. So it'll only take a second. It's no big deal. So let's look here. I don't have a good size cutting mat, but I did the math to figure out that if I want 3/8 inch borders around the little piece of art, I have to cut it. What did I decide? 3.5 by 4 3/4. You could paint. Now, I don't want to see that curly. That would be an actual idea, except if I get this wet, it's going to start buckling because it's lightweight, and I don't want the buckle. So I'm probably going to have a little bit of buckle anyway, but I'm going to try not to. I'm just going to use a glue stick, and okay, so one of the ways I'm just going to have to draw the lines. So on the, this is 11 by 14. On the 14-inch way, I want these 4 3/4 inches, right? Dee Dee, introduce yourself to a ruler. Oh, and that one's only 4.5. How did my math come out right? Wrong. Okay. Hang on. Got to recheck my math, unless I did something wrong. Getting out my little calculator here. Okay, it's 4.6. I rounded up rather than down. All right, we're just going to go for 4.5 inch then, or 4 5/8. That'll do it. You guys don't freak out. It's no big deal. Who cares? Oh, that came out really good. Really, really good. What about cutting the shapes? What shapes? I'm not cutting the shapes. Whatever ends up on the page is what ends up on the page, and we're not going to worry about it. How about that? You like that? You know what, though? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. That 1/8 of an inch is not going to matter at all. Okay, got it, got it, got it. And we're hoping these are pretty straight. It's going to show up if it's not. All right, now this one, did I screw up the math on this too? No, because I'm going to end up with a 1/2 inch left over. Which edge do I want to save? That's one thing, because I'll turn it into washi tape. Probably doesn't matter. I'd rather not have that, frankly. So I'll measure from this edge. Okay, that's what I did, and it's fine. All right. If you're even a little bit squeamish, you might want to look away. I think I will change the X-Acto blade so that I have a nice razor edge to do this. I recommend changing your X-Acto blade frequently. Just buy extras. They're cheap. And you don't have to fight with your stuff that way. Hi, Nashua. All right. That old X-Acto I'll fold up into a piece of paper before I put it in the trash, because not uncommonly I have to dig through my trash for something stupid. All right, close your eyes if this is going to bother you. Doesn't bother me. Hi, Sharon. Sorry, Robert's mowing right outside the window. He'll be done in just a second. He's not mowing because the grass is growing. He's mowing because we have so many leaves that if we don't stay on top of them and mulch them up with the mower, yeah, they're horrible. But I have to say, it's been a pretty fall here. First one's cut out. And for each of these designs, I did make a card to go in the Zentangle pattern box. So now that I'm done with the whole month, I can go ahead and file those away. Are y'all having anxiety? Should I be feeling bad for you? And I'm going to put them in the book in no particular order. I don't care if adjoining designs are on subsequent pages. Don't care. He's not letting. No, it wouldn't bother me anyway. Something like this, I know I can recreate it. If I want to, I can just recreate it. I could throw all this in the trash right now and just start another one tomorrow. All righty. Here we have all our pages. Woohoo! I did, Terry. I took a picture first. So that's a good thing. Let me throw this X-Acto blade away real quick. Looking for a piece of paper. I'll just throw it away inside the envelope of a piece of junk mail. How about that? Okay. And I've already got, this is text weight paper inside, and then I did use cardstock for the cover. So on these, what I did was I made this little jig so that when I go to put it on the page, I get it crooked. Dee Dee wouldn't do this, okay? Just saying, Dee Dee would not do this. If it gets crooked, I will be a little bit insane. Okay? So now I know how to keep the margins all equal. And we'll do one first just to check. There we go. That will work. And this measurement might be a little longer because I changed the measurement, but it's okay. That won't bother me. Ready? Because I'll put a page number down here. All right. And because I have to mount it on white, I just have some white paper here. Get out my glue book, wherever it is. And this is just a mail that I get that I just use for overflow, you know, like spraying or gluing or whatever. And I think the Oohoo glue stick, this should work well. I'm hoping. If it doesn't, we're going to find out quick enough for sure. Works somewhat fast. Make sure I get the edges and the corners good. Oh, that was painless. And I shouldn't get any wrinklage if I do it quickly, right? And this to me is so much easier than painting it or whatever else. This is pretty painless. And then I'm just going to cut them out of these white. Backgrounds. So I'll let them dry for a minute. Just move right on down the road. No wrinklage, no nothing. Sweet. Trying to be a little careful because I did not spray this with fixative or anything. So if my hands are the least bit sweaty or anything, I could move that graphite. I'm not too worried about it, but I'm being a little careful. So then next year, when we get to Inktober, I'll be pulling this out and showing you guys again, probably. So I'm not sure what project I'm going to move on to next. Because in the next few days, I promise you, I will miss Inktober. I really will. I'll feel lost. I might start cooking or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll be lost. Oh, I got to show you guys the beast too, because I finished the beast with all the Zentangles and the Alpha Tunes. Okay, I think just one or two more. I am somewhat astonished that you are not gridding out the background so you can leave. Well, no, because they're getting cut out, Rachel, so that I don't have to worry about. And I already have the little jig for the getting them straight on the black paper. So you're worrying for nothing right now because I've got all that already figured out and taken care of. If I was worried about that, I would have used paper that had a grid already in it. I have that too. All right, one more. And I am good to go. And then I'm going to do the lettering and stuff on the cover. I'm going to use the lettering stencil. I love lettering stencils. Love them. And y'all can make fun of my OCD all you want. If you think it bothers me, it doesn't. Doesn't bother me in the least. Handy dandy X-Acto. I hope they get this house done today. Or at least get the plastic off the windows. Happy to know you're in good OCD. CDO, thank you for alphabetizing it for me, Kat. And these pages may curl while they're still damp, but yeah, we'll take care of that. No problem. Oh, crap. They're moving around here to the front of the house. So if you hear banging and stuff, yeah, they're going to start painting the trim at the front of the house. They worked on the garage this morning when Dee Dee was on, so there was no banging or anything. All right, that one, I left a little bit of white excess. Now that would bother me. So we'll fix that. Not much more to go. And it looks like they're glued down really well, so that's a good thing. And I like the little pieces of art. They're probably not as impressive as the big one, but still, I like them. I'll lay them all out here in a minute and you can take a look. Did I leave some? I did leave white border there. We're fixing that. I can't believe it's already Halloween, that we're heading into Christmas season. And these don't have a top and a bottom or anything, so. I did like that design a lot. There were a few this month that after I quit cussing myself for picking them, poor Tommy Joe, she was like, oh, some days I hate you. It's like, don't worry about it. Some days I hate myself for the ones that I picked, because some of them were pretty challenging. I will say that this one was fairly challenging to get right. That one was just fun. But some of them, I have to say, were fairly challenging. But boy, Tommy Jo was a trooper. She hung in there and did every one of them. Amazing. So I would say anybody who participated in Inktober, did every day, kept at it, even on days when you didn't want to, good on you. Pat yourself on the back for a job well done. And if you want, be like me, buy yourself presents. Year has gone too fast. I have to agree with you. I was telling Dee Dee a while ago, October seems like it flew by, like just flew by. But then while these house painters have been here, I feel like it's been a freaking lifetime. Oh, no, I'm not making a project out of the cutoffs. No, 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 no. Sometimes trash is just trash. And it's good to recognize it. I suppose I could weave them. I did do some weaving streams back when I was playing with magical paper, weaving magical paper. That was kind of fun. But no, if you keep that stuff, you have to organize it. You have to keep it in your space. No, 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 no. You can't do that. That's cruelty to yourself. So try not to be cruel to yourself if you can help it. Ugh. And don't quit posting to Instagram. Like Inktober, Instagram is always so much fun because there's just so much content every day. There's so much content. And then November, nobody posts anymore. So don't quit posting. Okie dokie. That's all of them. Sweet. All right, let's lay them all out and look at all the little pieces of art. Hi, Joan. And sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I like this one. That's called Tunnel Vision, I think. Yeah, these are okay. If I'd have known I was going to do this, I wouldn't have paid so much attention to which designs appeared next to which other designs. I wouldn't have paid attention to that because, yeah, like this one, it's all medium tones because I lost the black that was accenting it. So whatever. Some things you just can't worry about. Yeah, these are okay. I'm good with them. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Now, just to make it easy for myself, I'm going to go ahead and draw this on all the pages. This has not taken long at all. Okay, when you do something like this, you're trusting that your pages are straight and your jig is straight. And I'll probably just bind the book with a piece of elastic if I do anything at all. I could sew it in. That wouldn't be too big a hassle. Now you're going to watch me glue those and put these pages down. How you like that? But then I'll work on the cover. We'll get the cover done. And I'm going to do it. Okay, well, I guess before I say I'm going to do it, I should ask you guys free advice because I love getting free advice from you guys. You started, but you didn't get too far. Well, at least you started, Missy. The first one you said looks like worms coming through the up through the page. The first one. Oh, this one, yeah. The tunnel vision, yeah, for sure. And I've done that same design, different ways, and it comes out cool as a border. It comes out cool every time. Oh, I've got to do the inside too because it's going to appear there and there. All right, now you're going to have to bear with me. Fold it the other way. Because I forgot each sheet will hold two pieces of art. One on the outside, one on the inside. Bookworms, you think, Dorothy? But that tunnel vision, I was saying, that is very cool as a border. I think I did it as a border in the Beast. I'm going to look here in just a second when I get this done. Oops. Now, one thing I've never done is, and this is what I was going to ask you guys about the cover. I planned it so that the cover is black paper as well, and then I'm going to do the lettering in white, which is going to be, oh, that's just extra, which is going to be a challenge all by itself. Or should I do the cover the opposite, white with black? Because the two designs that I was going to draw on the cover look really good in white. Or yeah, let me show you which ones. I love this border one. This one here. I'm going to draw that on there. And then the other one was the one I put on the prompt list. This one. This one is not going to look good, I don't think, white on black, because the highlight's going to end up black. So I don't know. So now that I've done it, I think, okay, just do the reverse for the cover. What do you guys think? Now I'll flip through the Beast real quick, because for each one of these designs, I did go ahead and duplicate it in the Beast for October. And because I had gotten that Alpha Tunes book and hadn't used it, I went ahead and did the Alpha Tunes in here as well. Hi, CB. In and out. Hubby can't figure out his computer stuff. Okay, well, you have to deal with hubs. Can you do it with a Posca? Yeah, I could, but I probably won't. Did Uncle Dan? Hey, Uncle Dan. Happy Halloween. So, yeah. So let me get the beast in here. So I've shown this before. I did each of the days Zentangle, but then I did the Alpha Tunes as well. And then like this, Fran is saying, you did that, because I like that design so much. But they're all going to be saying something probably stupid and snarky at some point. But I really ended up liking these Alpha Tunes. Good costume, Dan. And here, damn, it got cold, because it did get really, really cold that day. Okay, here's the tunnel vision as a border. And I have written in there, I'm currently experiencing life at the speed of 15 WTFs per hour. I just haven't done the lettering yet. So some of them have things that I just haven't done the lettering. I like this one a lot. But it was fun to do this during the month of October, and everything got done. The little Alpha Tunes got watercolored and shading with color pencil. So yeah, that's it. And then this is Halloween. Ninja Frog. Yeah, the characters are kind of fun. I hate washi tape. It never sticks good. So, yep, that's the beast. And then tomorrow I'll have to start a new page for November, a whole new month. And then I've only got 2 months of it left. Oh, you guys, that's going to freak me out. All right, you goofballs didn't say whether or not I should do the cover in white with black ink. I might do that because it's so much easier than using the white ink. White never flows as nice as you want it to, even the Poscas. And I have to put a little pocket in the cover. You ready? I told you to do white ink or Posca. Okay, Rachel. God, don't yell at me. Jeez. It's starting to sound like freaking Dee Dee. Now these I want straight as I can get them. All right, that's what each of the pages are going to look like. I like it. What a compliment. Bye, Barbara. Oh, you got to go to the dentist. I feel sorry for you now. All right, I'll do all the outsides and then all the insides. I'll be glad to have this little book. And I'm not paying attention to, nor do I care which is up and which is down. Don't care. Well, if you used a ruler. My birthday's coming up here pretty soon, and I'm going to get that ruler that Dee Dee bought me. I have to say I'm looking forward to it a lot. I'm trying not to piss her off, so she'll still send it to me. She showed it on stream because I can't stand a surprise. Oops. Sliding around here. Looks straight to me. Don't care. My anxiety is rising. Some days, if you had to deal with my anxiety level at Dee Dee's, it's just like you would just so get over it. Right, Dan? I am blessed that somebody would give me a ruler, or that they would see a ruler and go, oh my God, she needs to have that. Hopefully next Monday, I'm going to have a very cool thing to show you guys. I think it gets delivered tomorrow, actually. I may or may not be home tomorrow, though, depending on the painter guys. If they're done, I think I'm going to probably end up going shopping. Alrighty then. You did get your Keisha package? Well, Dee Dee, the cool thing about that is you only have to wait one day to open it. It's better than getting it on a Wednesday after you've already finished streaming. Because to me, that would be torture. But since you're such an adult and wait to share it with your friends, we'll get to see it Wednesday morning. You know what? It's easier if I have that folded so I can see the edge of the paper. Okay. I also like this design. So simple, but with the shading, it just comes out awesome. Hey, Lena, did you get all your candy handed out? All right, start a different pile over here. I called Lena an overachiever because she was expecting trick-or-treaters, and she had the candy put in little bags, and she had actually arted on the bags. It's like, are you kidding me, overachiever? I've lived out here on Monkey Island 27 years, I believe. I have never had one single trick-or-treater. We just don't have kids out here. In the first year, I bought like a whole bag, probably multiple bags, because in Boulder, we used to get a ton of trick-or-treaters. Ton, I'm telling you. We get none. All right, so I've actually got to do this like this. Okay. Overachiever for sure, right? And that she arted on the little bags to give away to those begging little bastards. In Boulder, we had some neighbors course, that we knew that would go around with their kids, and they'd come around, give their kids candy, and they'd have their shot glass in their hand, and everybody would fill up their shot glass for them. Probably by the time they got home, delivered their kids home, they were falling down drunk. That's how you do Halloween. Last one, boys and girls. Big and best. Bastards. That's what I call like the 14, 15-year-olds that should be home studying or doing something productive. Go get your dumbass a job. And here they are at my door begging for penny candy. Do you know if you went and got a job and worked for 4 hours, how much candy you could buy, you ignorant little creeps? Actually, I did like handing out candy in Boulder. There was one mother in our neighborhood. Now, talk about overachiever. They had adopted several children. So when you answered the door for this family, it was like answering the door for the United Nations. There might be Asian kids, there were brown kids, black kids. There was every kind of kid out there. And the mother made every one of their costumes. And then this will go on the outside. Yep. I loved going out and giving those kids candy. They were so polite, and every one of them so dang adorable. And their costumes were always just unbelievable. Like their mother must have been doing that for months. Never refer to anyone a rat and Janet. So rat is reserved for exactly. Oh my God, Lena, you must have had a lot of trick-or-treaters then. All right. This will flatten. I'll put a book or something on it. All right, as I flip through here. This came out good. I'm enjoying this. There we go. Oops, I folded a little page there. Well, I wasn't sure how gluing that to the white background was going to work, but it worked really well. Really well. I'm happy with the results. And if I've got a little bit of glue excess up here, I'll wait until that dries and it will erase. Okay. Okay, that one I can just erase. Oh, you know what? Since I have the page in the back, you know what I could do? Because it came out an uneven number, right? Rather than put the prompt list on the inside of the cover, oops, I glued the prompt list to my book, my glue book. I could put a little pocket back here. I think I'll do that. All right, let's do that. And I'll put it on the last page, right? What's Lena saying? Oh, Rachel's cracking you up? Right. Rachel has a tendency to do that. Okay. And because this is just a pocket, I don't care that much about it. I'm just using the grid on the cutting mat, which this cutting mat is so darn old. It's hard to see the grid. All right. Excuse me. I don't know what's in my throat here. Ooh, Snickers. I like Snickers. All right, that's a good enough pocket. Should I use the excess art? Where did I put it? Here we go. Like washi tape on the... Yep, I'll do that. Which part I want. There. Rachel, do you feel better that I used that art that I was probably just going to toss anyway? Okay. Well, I can erase it and clean it up later. That may or may not fit. I wondered about that. All right, that's how it's going to have to fit in there. All right, now comes decision time on the cover. Do I want the cover to be black? I think I want the cover to be white, you guys. Thanks, Rachel. I really do think I want the cover to be white. I'm not a huge fan. Let's see if I think I have some cardstock out already. Maybe not. I'll just do it the easy way. All right, I could just get out some white cardstock. And this whole layout is just half of an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. So let's do it in white. And if I end up not liking it, throw it away and do a different one. That's the thing about that. Of course, I didn't finish one of the covers from previous years, so you can tell that it really matters to me, right? I've used the ruler a lot today. Did I do that 4 1/4? Did I do 4? Yep. And all I do is just turn the X-Acto knife and score the paper to make it easy to fold. Don't push and turn it over and you'll get a perfect fold every time. Every time. All right, so I had already spaced out on the black, so I don't have to do all of my measurements again, or the math anyway. So that's 1 3/4 down. And then 1/4. Okay, so all right, that should work. All right, before I go to a lot of effort, I'm going to put the black pages inside and see how much I love it or hate it, okay? That's probably a good thing. It's going to be fine. I'll have to trim some off the black pages, but that'll be okay because I have plenty of room there. Hakuna Matata. Was just about to say, focus, you freak. That's the ruler song. Yeah, you can do multiple ruler songs. You can do Don't Worry, Be Happy. You can do an angel chorus. Yeah, there's tons of stuff you can do for a ruler song. But Hakuna Matata definitely works. Okay. I don't know how well this is going to work, honestly, but I'm going to use a lettering stencil. Ouch. And I don't know that I'm going to do it on stream, but on the Zentangle pattern box that I've showed you guys 1,000 times. Of course, I'm limited to the size of the letter I can use, right? But in between on these cards, I did the letter and then Zentangled inside of it. And I thought, oh, that would be very cool. I'd like to do that again. The thing is, the lettering is not going to be that big, but I'm going to try it anyway. And we'll see. And this could end up being as cool as the Zentangle pattern box. Maybe. All right, that's 3 things I've gotten out that I have to put away now. And I thought what I would put on the cover is just Inktober 2022, and then a couple of the designs from this month that I particularly enjoyed and will work with the space I have available, right? So, let's see, I'm not going to be working on top of it, and I want a nice crisp edge. So I think I'm going to use my favorite Hybrid Technica pen. And I did the spacing and I don't have a whole lot of room, so. I need to get a little bit closer for me. Yeah, I'm really glad that I'm doing this black and white. And because Inktober obviously won't fit, I'm going to hyphenate it. You guys, I started watching, I guess it was on regular TV, and because I don't ever watch regular TV, I don't know what is on or what's not on. But apparently it was a series on one of the broadcast stations called Big Sky. Did anybody watch that? That is a crazy show. Talk about the worst in people. Holy crapola. Worked out fairly well here. I could have moved over a little bit. I didn't do as much spacing between the letters as I had planned, but that's okay. I'm still cool with it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. I'll put a design in there where it won't matter. Janet taught you to connect the lines from these stencils. That always surprised me, Lena, that people didn't do that. But I don't know, I guess, yeah. I love lettering stencils. I think I've said that before today, but I do. And I got to do 2022 because it is 2022. And 2022 is almost over. Ah! I don't know. The older you get, the more it flies, boys and girls. I guess I could put the designs out there and see if there's any of them that you guys want to see me draw. And I guess I don't really care if it's designs that were on the prompt list from this month. Doesn't matter to me, really. All right, there you go. We're not smart. Yeah, to connect those so it just looks like regular lettering. But I goofed up one of them, but that's okay. And then I put the line in the wrong place there. But the thing about that is I'm going to be Zentangling in them. So I can hide little errors, but if I didn't want to hide the errors, white out at that point would be fine. Or white pasta or whatever you have to fix it. Inktober 2022, done in the books. Well, no, not in the books because I still have to post on my last one on Instagram. See you, Sharon. Have a great afternoon. Okay. So here's the cards. So what I was planning on doing was, let me show you. Okay, here it's on this right here. This one right here, where you've got the lines and then the garland of leafage going through it. That one is a really fun one. It's really easy to draw. So I was going to do that one. And then the other one for the bottom, again, like I showed you, was going to be the this that I used at the bottom here. But if there's anything else you want to see, I could draw that out for you because I'll just flip through the cards. This is the one I have to post today. Humpies. I did not like that one that much. This was day one. So now I'm starting day one and going back because this is the last one. 7 flower. I did like that one. That one's okay. This one is a great border. I do like that one. You guys may not be up close enough to see. This one's okay. But none of these have shading, so it's hard for you guys to see how it looks with the shading. This one was kind of a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can find it, because I did a big area of that one and made it black background, and it turned out okay, I think. Oh, it ended up getting cut up, but this was that one in reverse. This one is a great border and so simple and looks good when it's shaded. This one is really crazy, and somebody said on when I posted on Instagram is, man, Eye Dazzler is a great name for that one. And it was. When you're done and you back away from it, it's just like your eyes can't focus. That's this one. But that one I don't know how I'd put on the cover, so I did not like this one. This one's okay. This one was a pain in the neck to figure out, but when it's done, it's awesome. This one's okay. I love this one, Wriggle. Looks like bugs or something. I like that one. That one's okay. This one I didn't necessarily care for. This one I love. That's why I was going to draw it again. This one, when I figured out how to draw it, perfect. It was perfect. I loved it. I love tunnel vision. This one I ended up liking. So this one is great. And whoever came out with the step out for this one to draw it and draw it perfectly did an amazing job. They did a great job. I like this one too, Mirth. This is the one I was planning on drawing. Savannah, this one's cool. I like this one. That one. I liked a lot of them. All right, this one I don't need the card draw. So any of them you saw there you want to see, speak up and I'll go ahead and draw it for you. Oh, Sand Swirl Tree. Yeah, it's all right. And Barney. Some of them I'm pretty ambivalent about. All right, so let me start with just a pencil line to show me where I want to start drawing, and I'm going to draw with this. How did I lose my pencil that quick? There it is. I guess I can go off the edge, huh? I'm shaky today. Wonder why. Too much coffee, you think? See, and I don't like that one. I'm going to switch that. This just gives me an idea of spacing. Hopefully I'll ink it better. All right. And I don't really care if it goes down into the lettering, so. Thanks, Dan. Okay. And then this one down here, I don't know if I should do it. All right. I think I will actually use the space up here. Let me double check. Oh, you know what? I didn't have a card for that one. I don't think. Let me look. Let me look. Yeah, I did. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay, that's the two. Thank you, Rachel. I love how forgiving Zentangle is too. Very, very love it. All right. And then for this one, okay, something like that. All right, ready? Let me prime my pen here. And this is one of the reasons I love this pen. When I say prime the pen, if you're familiar with fountain pens, not uncommonly, when you go to write with one, the ink has dried a little bit or there's not ink sitting at the ready. This one, you hardly ever have that trouble. And when it starts writing, last one goes over. You're right, CB. Thank you. These lines won't end up where I've got them anyway. I'm just going to use them for a general rule because see how it goes downhill? Yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to try and fix that as best I can. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to use some whiteout. I was not thinking.
When's the swan guy come again?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm not going to get you any ice cream.
You what?
I'm not going to get any ice cream.
You're not?
Why? Because I don't want to.
But you don't want to. Okay.
I'm screwing with Robert Vaughn right now. Okay, I screwed this up while I'm on camera. if you guys weren't here, probably what I would do is throw this whole cover away and start over. But I'm going to go ahead and fix it and use it. And if I still don't like it when I'm done, because what I should have done is drawn the this part of it first. It's what I get for not thinking. I have a white pen though, so a lot of things can be fixed. Bye, Dee Dee. Go have a fun afternoon. Thanks for a fun stream this morning. Fix that right up. I forgot to look if anybody had watched Big Sky. And I have a blowtorch, and a lot of things can be dealt with. If you have a blowtorch, there is absolutely nothing you can't deal with. Diesel fuel and a blowtorch, you pretty much can take over the world. See how nice this pen writes? I've never looked, honestly, to see if this pen comes in different nib sizes. Honestly, I never have. If they had an ultra fine one, I probably would buy it, but I've never looked. I'm really happy with this size of this nib, actually, especially for drawing. For drawing, it's almost the perfect size nib. For other stuff, it's a little big. All right. How you like that, boys and girls? So what are you guys going to be doing for November? Are you guys going to start new projects or what? I'm sitting here thinking about it because starting tomorrow, of course, I'll get the beast set up tomorrow. But other than that, I don't have good plans. I need some good plans. Give me some good plans. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Actually, you don't have to really let that ink dry. But before I start erasing, in case there's just a little bit of wet ink somewhere, I'll let that dry really well before I wipe it or erase around it or anything. And this one that I'm drawing now is called Binx, B-I-N-X. It's really easy and looks cool when it's done. Before I get too far down, I'm going to draw some underneath it so that they can be like intertwined. Got to think ahead, think ahead, think ahead. The sheen on this ink is part of the reason I love it so much. That and the fact that it's permanent. But there's, after you use this ink, you'll see, compared to Micron or any of the other inks, there's like a sheen when this dries that just makes it so, so nice. Let me look on my phone real quick, because I think I added something else to this, what I'm going to do for Christmas cards this year and start on them. I actually thought about that the other day, CB. Do I want to make my own or not? I haven't for years, or I've made a few. But yeah, I don't know. What'd Rachel say? My wastebasket often receives a generous supply of things that weren't dealt with. I hear that. You're sending out blank cards, create your own. Yeah, I used to do letters. I don't even do that anymore, you guys. I suck so bad. I really do. I have a really hard time getting into the whole Christmas spirit thing. Not any particular reason, honestly. I just, it's hard when you don't have kids around to get overly excited about the whole Christmas thing, right? So I haven't for years. I'm lucky if I get a Christmas tree up. I have a little one that stays decorated, and I just pick it up and stick it in a box. That's our Christmas tree. And Robert doesn't care. So don't be giving me no crap about, do it for Robert. Robert wants a Christmas tree. Time to get his ass up and get a Christmas tree. Otherwise, he gets the one I put up. But we're not big on getting each other presents and stuff like that. So it's not like we have a fun Christmas tree with a bunch of presents under it. Because chances are good that nobody's coming. So it's just a lot of work. Yeah. And I really don't want to sound like bah humbug, but I guess I'm kind of a bah humbug. Read chat real quick. This Christmas top ramen comes to you gift wrap from the joint. Okay, Chris, that's understandable. Yeah, if you've got cats or anything like that, cats love to mess with your Christmas stuff. So that's one reason not to do it. I used to spray the cats, and that trained them pretty good. Give them just a spray of water the day or two after the Christmas tree was put up. That pretty much did it with them. They knew I was on them, like ugly on ape. So don't mess with the Christmas tree unless you want to end up wet. And they learned their lesson pretty darn quick that that was not in their best interest. I'll tell you a funny story about Christmas tree. I guess it was, I don't know if it was the year after we moved here or I know it was the Thanksgiving after Jim had his surgery where he got disabled. Jane, our daughter, came and brought her little baby, who was probably about 2, but he was starting to teethe and crawl and stand up. And so he went for the Christmas tree. I had put up the Christmas tree in anticipation of them coming, right? And he went for the Christmas tree. And I hollered at him, "No, Gunner." I wanted to spray him with the bottle, but I thought that was probably going a little far. Well, a little while later, I mean, it couldn't have been 5 minutes, I don't think. We're sitting there and he's pulling himself up on my living room table. And he had these 2 little baby teeth right in front. And he went to bite down on my table. And I mean, I yelled this time, "Gunner, no." And I get pretty stern with kids, but kids learn pretty quick what they can and can't get away with around me. Well, Jane says, "We're not going to say no to our child. We're going to teach them the consequences of their behavior." Well, I asked, I said, "Well, if you're not going to say no, what the hell are you going to do?" "Oh, we're going to teach them the consequences of their behavior." I'm like, really? Oh, this is going to be really interesting for them to be here however long they were staying. And I can't say no to this child? Are you kidding me? This is not going to be pretty. So I told her, I said, "Well, Jane, if you're not going to say no to him and he's going to learn consequences, you should teach him that if he bites my table and leaves teeth mark, his ass is going to hurt." So it was a long weekend, I promise you, with this little 2-year-old that you couldn't say no to, right? So it was the following spring, I'm pretty sure. We went to Denver to visit the kids, and we were over at Jane's house for dinner one night, spaghetti dinner. And Gunnar was in his high chair, and she had just put the spaghetti on his tray, right? And she was up doing stuff. Jim and I are sitting at the table, and Gunnar reached over and grabbed his hand into this plate full of spaghetti and had reared back like he was getting ready to heave this spaghetti at the wall. And I looked over at Jim and he was looking at me, and both of them in unison, Jane and her husband, yelled in unison, "Gunnar, no!" And I thought, boy, that "we're not going to say no to our child" thing didn't last very long, did it? Can you imagine trying to raise a child and not say no to them? That's the most insane freaking thing I've ever heard of. But yeah, we're not going to say no to our child.
Take all 3 cars, fill them up here and back.
Okay, hon. Later, Gator. All right, this one I'm going to come up like this. There's no rhyme or reason how I go about this, you guys. It just, whatever happens, happens, and I'm okay with it. And I'll add the white highlight on these at the end. Yeah, we're not going to say no to our child. Spaghetti finese, right? Dan, yeah, that's like, are you flipping kidding me? Now I've heard everything. And the thing about no is it's like the universal language. Like if you say no to anybody who speaks any language, they may pretty much know no. And that was one of the last years I think I put up a full-blown Christmas tree. Because I think the flood happened after that, and that's when I got rid of the big Christmas tree. It was in the flood, and so it was like, okay, do I buy another Christmas tree? Because mine was fake, right? It was like, do I buy another Christmas tree? I think that was the last year I ever did. And I have to say, I haven't missed it much. I really have not. Even animals understand no, right? Exactly. Or when a kid's running out in the middle of the street, what are you going to say? Hey, dumbass, you're about ready to become a big bloody splat on the road. You might not want to do that. God. Improved Parenting 101. I'm kind of thinking that's why we're in the boat we're in today. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I saw it on Twitter over the weekend. There was a guy who was a barista at Starbucks, and he was literally in the back room of this Starbucks crying, tears, not whining. I don't think it was satire, you guys, but he was literally crying that they had scheduled him to work 8 hours, an 8-hour shift, 2 days in a row. And honestly, this young man was crying tears. He was so upset. He couldn't believe that they had scheduled him to work 8 hours, 2 days in a row. I don't even want to tell him what my work schedule in college was, because I was cramming in classes. I was working 3 jobs. And then I'm thinking, does this dingleberry know that there are men who climb onto iron structures to build skyscrapers? That there are men in this world that go underground to keep your sewer running? Does he understand that there are men who haul roofing tiles up onto roofs so you can get a new roof? He's pouring freaking coffee Are you kidding me? 8 hours in a row. He always got a participation trophy, right? Exactly. I was like, I am not believing this. Because at first, honestly, I didn't believe it. I thought this has got to be satire. This cannot be real. But I think at the end, I think it was real. I think this poor young kid could not flip and cope. And the only thing I can say about that is I want to slap him upside the head and kick his ass. Honestly, I do. I just think you've got to do better. You've got to do better. But at the end of the day, I blame his parents. Did they honestly raise this kid to think that an 8 hour shift was too much to ask? Especially when they're getting like, I don't know, $15 or more an hour? I was working for $3.75 or less. Actually, when I started babysitting, I was making $1 an hour for 2 kids. Like, I can't even make this up. But that's what we're dealing with. He could have used some of that toxic masculinity. There is something very relaxing about sitting here doing this like this. Oops. Okay, these guys have now moved where they're working right outside my window. So if you can hear it and it becomes bothersome, let me know. I'm not going to stop them. I'll just quit streaming because I want this damn thing done. And if they don't uncover this window by my art table soon, I'm going to go out there and beat their ass till it bleeds. Yeah, miners in some parts of the world. Yeah, for these electric cars. Go check out the mines where they're using children to mine minerals for these batteries. We are a crazy world, is all I can say. But I honestly think that having to work 3 jobs, and I think I probably could have gone to mom and dad and said, "Hey, I'm really struggling. Um, could you drop me some cash?" I think I'm pretty sure my parents would have done that. I would no more have thought of doing that than going in and robbing a bank. I'm not kidding. I would never have considered saying, "Dad, I can't do this by myself." It just would never, ever have happened. And I'm not sure why I ever had that feeling. I mean, I know if I'd have said, Dad, I'm really struggling, or I can't afford groceries or whatever, Dad would have said, well, here's some cash. I never would have done it. Probably because I had a I'll show you attitude, because my mother said the day I moved out, she said, you'll be back. And I was like, over my dead body, I'll be back. I'm going to fix these highlights when I'm done. So, oops. I better not be running out of ink at this point. The pen's just feeling a little bit scratchier than normal, which is what happens when it's wanting ink. But have no fear, I have a bottle of ink and a syringe, and I can fill this bad boy in a heartbeat. I thought I just filled it the other day, so. I hear you, Leah. Hi, by the way. They said not to spank the children. Yep. Well, the crazy thing was, I don't know that you ever had to spank your children, but they had to realize that the potential exists, that their ass is going to hurt. I got one spanking in my entire life, and I remember it. And the reason I got the spanking was because I didn't listen to my dad. When he told me and my brothers stop fighting, we didn't. We ended up knocking over a table, breaking a candy dish, and Dad was up smacking my ass faster than I could have moved away from him. And look at here. Here I am all these, 50 some years later, and I remember that like it was freaking yesterday. He absolutely shocked me when he spanked my butt. But I always behaved because all it took was a look on his face. Plus, I was always so scared of disappointing him. And it was probably because I didn't want to see that look on his face of disappointment. Now I'm just filling in space. It feels fairly well balanced to me. I'm cool with it at this point. Hey, Amy. Hi and bye. Hey, Julie. Okay, bye, Chris. Thanks, Terry. I've got you guys really in close, don't I? You figure I'm working on a 4¼ by 5½ sheet of paper. All right, what do I want to do here? This is such an easy design to put in a little journal or anything. All right, now one thing. I don't know what designs I want to use, but up here at the top now, I know it's dried well enough that I can go ahead and erase. I'm not going to use color on it at all. I'll use some graphite for shading. Clean up whatever I need to with white ink if I need to. But the boo-boo where I drew the lines first, yeah, you can't even see that. So and the thing, in my opinion, that makes a big, big difference in Zentangle is doing the shading. It makes all the difference in the world. And in some designs, it's not that noticeable, but in some designs, it, honest to God, makes all the difference in the world. I know a lot of you have done it, so you can appreciate what I'm saying here. And on these smaller ones, you're not going to notice the shading so much. So I'll only shade probably the larger ones where it might make a difference. And I think, I'm just sitting here trying to think what I want to fill in the letters with. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to pick one design for, maybe I should do the whole thing in just one design, because otherwise I'm afraid it's going to get too disjointed. And where's my skinnier little cotillion here? All right. Okay, it got awfully quiet in here. My bad. All right, looking in the camera, seeing what I need to fix or not fix. Hey, Carrie Ann, good morning. I think Shaz might be here, and she hasn't been to bed yet. And she lives down there by you. I hope the world is going well for you, Carrie Ann. I saw Jen this morning at Dee Dee's. Thank you for the prayer, Rachel. Appreciate this. Thanks, Dorothy. Okay. I think I'm liking it. Let's look in the, well, let me look in these cards and see if there's anything I could do to fill in those. You know what? Oh, I think I have an idea. Probably a little more detailed than I would have liked, but a couple of these border designs could work out really well for the letters. Mer could work out really good too. Savannah could work out. Oh gosh, I have actually a lot of ideas. I think of all the ones though. This one would be okay. I'm just not sure how I would connect it. Like here where I have lines going different ways. Of course, that's going to be a problem with this one as well. All good is there. That's great. Say hi to Bill for me. Still here, 5:30 tomorrow morning. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, I'm going to do this in pencil first. I kind of like this one. It's a little fancy. This one might be okay. Well, let's just try a couple. Just what the heck. All right, so this one, the eye obviously is going to be easy because I can just do that and put the little diamonds at the ends of the letters, right? So that would be consistent on each of the letters. And then we'll see how much detail I can shove in there. Let's see. Boy, it starts getting pretty small. All right, let's do the one next to it. How many could I fit? Thinking. I actually like this one. I think it could look really good. It's just how do I connect them? Seeing how I can make this work. If I can make it work, I might not be able to make it work. All right. You know what? It might be easier if I just do like a basket weave or something, because the connections are going to be just impossible because they get thinner and thicker and the design isn't going to follow through. So great idea, but I don't think it's workable. All right. So, but I might have to play with that tonight and see, can you make connections? So let me see here in the Zentangle pattern book that I can choose from. Probably either a completely random design or border designs are good. But see, those are kind of border designs. You know what I think I'm going to do? Okay. All right. I think I just made it easy on myself, you guys. One thing that I kept consistent throughout this whole book that I probably should incorporate into the cover is the rope. I'm going to do the lettering in the rope. Yep, color them. I could do them solid black, but I think I'm going to do the rope design. And then if I don't like the rope design, CB, I can always just color it in, right? Let's see how that's going to work. Do I want to do curve over, curve under? Doesn't matter. I'm doing the rope. I didn't even wait for a vote with you guys. You just have to live with whatever I come up with now. And in order for these to work, let's see. All right, however they work out is how they're going to work out, is pretty much the way it's going to be. So on the wider parts, if I have to go like that, I'm okay with that. And I don't want them all to start and stop at the same place, except when I'm inside one letter. Oh, the T is going to be weird. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. See where it ends up. I might be sorry. Maybe not. The O is going to be weird too. Again, if I don't like it, oh well. I bet it comes out okay. Just saying. I might have to white out those lines that I drew there when I wasn't thinking right. It looks like Dan's prison attire. Well, I'll bet Uncle Dan is very attractive in his prison attire, if I had to guess. Another thing I could have done is rather than keep them all going like this, I could have followed the letters around, but it was going to get weird if I didn't do something like this. So this will be fine. And if it's not, next time you see this, it may have a different cover. You just never know. Now I'm thinking, what do I want to use to put the black in? Because this is, I think it's running out of ink and it's labor intensive. So what's the next best thing? I'm not going to be working on top of it. So at this point, whether or not I use a permanent ink is not important. How the ink dries could be important. Thinking. I think I'll use the Copics. Just because I know they'll dry really well on this shiny surface. So the biggest nib I got is 0.7 and then a brush. So let's start with that and see how it goes. If I don't like it, I'll get a smaller nib. Another thing about these Copics that I like, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but all blacks are not created equal. Some of them are just a very, very dark gray. The Copic black is really black. The carbon black, best black. Just saying. And the ropes don't look cool, really cool, until you get the highlight and the shading. So don't be going around judging yet. Okay. And I'm not sure how the highlighting is going to go on these bigger spaces. We're just going to see. The shading is easy. I think the way I'm going to do the highlighting is I'm going to envision that these letters are curved, much like the lines that I've drawn, and shade them that way, or highlight them that way. We'll see if my plan's going to work. Okay? Okay. As soon as I get ink done, I'm going to go ahead and do the shading and the highlighting on this and decide if I like it. If I don't, I'm not going to finish it even. I think I'll be okay though. We'll find out. But I won't waste any more time on it. Got a little messy over there. That's the problem with working with a big fat nib. You go outside the lines, it looks messy, but I'll clean it up. Okay. Okay, just to be safe, I'm going to hit this with the heat gun before I start running a tortillon across it and smearing the ink. Hang on. Better safe than sorry, dudes. You don't have to be real tidy with the graphite because you can clean it up so easily. Actually, I think I like this one better. Oops, didn't put any graphite there. Duh. Oh, there's my painter guys. You guys, I'm gonna have to go see what they need. Probably they need the bathroom. So hang on just a second. Hi there. Knew it. Okay. I didn't realize it's already 3:15. What the heck? All right, I want you guys to be honest and tell me if you like this or not. And you can be brutally honest, okay? If you don't like it, say so, because I don't mind starting over. I won't torture you with it, but yeah, be brutally honest. Where'd my other white pen go? Huh? Well, this one will have to work. All right. This one I'm actually going to put 2 highlights on, I think. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, that worked out better than I expected, to be honest. All right. Speak up. Speak up. I brutally, hi, Painty Girl. I brutally say it's fabulous. Okay, the other thing I could do, let's just try one other thing because I'm almost done here. So I don't often do it, but because I can clean this up. Just put a little bit of shading around the lettering. And I can erase this, so if it is distasteful, we'll know it. And I'll shade it a little bit on the bottom. And if you're going to do this, this is the point at which you can decide I'm either going to shade above or below. because that's going to determine where your light is coming from. Your eraser at this point becomes your very best friend. Too far away to taste it, but it looks great. Looks good. Highlights and shading made it pop. Right, CB? That's what always makes the difference. And then just clean up your little messes. But the shading, the highlight, every time. Every time. Oops, goofed that up. Yep. Okay. I was ambivalent before, but now that it's shade, I've highlighted and shaded it. I like it. I like it a lot. The only other thing I'll do now, and I'll do it before I end the stream, because I typically do this. I don't, for whatever reason, like the white edges of the paper. So I would normally wait to do this, but since I'm not going to finish the lettering while you're here, because you get the gist of it now. The thing I will do is ink the edges. And to me, that always makes it look just a little bit more finished. Oh, the other thing I might do, hang on. Well, this will only take a minute. And I'll do the back. I just won't make you suffer through that. I think the other thing I'll do and I could go ahead and do this all over the cover to kind of pull it all together, and I may before it's all said and done. But on this design, for whatever reason, I like the little polka dots. I think it's going to be just fine. All right. Yay, just got back your Instagram. Did you have to go through all that nonsense, Kathy? I'm curious now, since I was so skeptical about it. You finished scrubbing the craft room and it's all spotless. Oh, Carrie Ann's looking for Mojo. You won't have any trouble getting back into it, Carrie Ann. Make yourself a small book with pattern paper and flip outs and everything. CB, they blocked me, made me very back. Mojo, you know, get up and go. Okay, yeah. Or just sit down and draw something. Okay. Probably the other thing I'll do, because I can, and if I put too much graphite on this cover, you guys, I will end up having to spray it and seal it, because every time you touch it with this soft lead, and this is a B pencil, you have the potential to be picking up the graphite and moving it. So if I like this and don't erase it, I'll have to spray this, which is fine. I don't mind that either. I hope you can't hear those guys' music out there. They've been blaring it like this for a week. I'm surprised the neighbors haven't absolutely been over here going, what the hell? And I haven't said anything to them because I just put on my headphones and go, whatever. But yeah, these, they've been playing their music pretty loud. I don't think the neighbor right next door is here, so he's the one that would hear it the most, but he hasn't said a word, so hopefully we'll get this done before we start a war here in the neighborhood. I ain't going to war, though. Music goes if it becomes a problem. All right. The graphite actually kind of just disappears into the background, like your brain doesn't really see it, but it does give the impression of dimensions. So I'll check chat here in just a second. And then I'd be calling it a day, figuring out what I'm going to feed me and the rat. I'm always hungry by the time I finish streaming. Thanks, Rachel. All right, what did Kathy Arbor say? All right, thanks, Barbara. I'm about done here. Thank you, Rachel. I guess they didn't. Oh, they didn't like your vulture drawing. Oh no, Barbara. Call that electrician right now. All right, I think I'm going to leave that. We'll see. All right, you guys, thanks so much for indulging me and hanging out with me today. I will be finishing the rope letter and your lettering, and probably do that here in the next few minutes. Trim off a little bit off the edge of the book here, but I like it. It's gonna work. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. to the best of your ability when you go out into the world and have to deal with all the people out there. Try and be kind. It's getting harder and harder for me. Yeah. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Go have a great day. And I love you. See you. Bye. Thank you, Rachel. Go do something crafty, boys and girls. See you. Bye. What the heck? There we go.